Hey, so I know that this is only one of my first videos on YouTube, but I felt like I really needed to say something about this. So I want to talk a little bit about the Logan Paul controversy that's been going on with his video of him walking through the forest, the suicide forest in Japan. So if you don't know, Logan Paul and 5 other vloggers went into a suicide forest in Japan that is just, like the name says, is a place where people go to commit suicide. And in his video, he actually finds someone who has committed suicide and has a dead body. And so a lot of people, almost all of YouTube, came on and thrashed him for posting it, for using it for clickbait, and basically capitalizing on someone else's suicide. And I think that I want to give my input on sort of what I think and why. Yes, I do think Logan Paul did something that was disrespectful. I don't think that he deserves everyone's barrage of insults and just critique, because he actually pointed out something very important that people need to understand. And so I'll be able to get into that. What I first want to talk about is where I do think that he messed up. And I think that he messed up when he didn't respect what had happened. And he wore, a dinky little hat. He almost joked about seeing the dead body. A lot of people said that he should have run immediately to go get the cops, or he should have reported it, or he should have called and stopped filming. And to really, I guess, drive the point home, it was disrespectful what he did. He should respect sort of the suicide. He should respect the fact that that's someone's family, that's someone's possible father, brother, whatever, right? But really, everyone was coming just after Logan, really ripping into him about how all of his followers are mainly a younger audience, and that he showed them this suicide, and how he put suicide into a different light, and how he tried to make it funny. And that's really where he messed up, is that he didn't take it seriously, because death is a serious thing. But what I think everyone needs to stop and realize is that death is normal, and it's just as normal as birth. And the younger audience that Logan shared that with, I don't think might have been necessarily been called to commit suicide, or it's like they see Logan looking at someone who's committed suicide, so they're going to want to go commit suicide. I think what he did was introduce the idea that people do it. And that body that he found, that guy was all alone. He came out and he did that all alone, and he did it within 100 yards of the parking lot. So what does that tell us? That tells us that he got out of his car, he walked 100 yards, found a tree that was sturdy enough, and decided to end his life. And I think we need to understand, and we need to actually start educating our younger generation, that people do commit suicide. Suicide is something that happens. And instead of trying to shield younger people from seeing suicide and from knowing about it, like covering their faces, we should educate them of why people commit suicide, or what are the telling signs that someone might want to be committing suicide, how to ask if someone's feeling like they might want to commit suicide. We need to actually start using these instances as tools rather than just pure shame, because Logan has a lot of influence, and he could have come back and said, instead of saying, "I'm so sorry for what I did," of course apologizing, but then sort of reiterating the fact that what he saw and what happened isn't, I don't want to say out of the ordinary, but it's not like it doesn't happen. And we need to really pay attention to why it happens and what really can trigger it. And I don't know. That's just my opinion. I really think that Logan, yeah, you messed up when you disrespected the guy and you didn't show respect to the situation. You should have taken your hat off. You should have stopped recording. But I think him even getting closer with the camera, or him, like maybe putting it down and putting the body down or something. I don't know. I think that would have been something that he could have used as an educational point. So if he hadn't disrespected the situation, I definitely think that he could have used it as a teaching tool to his younger audience to show them that this is something that happens and this is something of just desperation that people get pushed to. This is a line that people cross in their lives. And if he had used that to tell people and show his younger audience what it is, like, I just think that it's not as deep as everyone is trying to make it. I don't think it's just as deep. I think it's a natural part of life that, yes, of course, we want to avoid at all costs, but death happens, birth happens, life happens, it happens. It's a part of life. We're all humans. And so that's just my opinion, and yeah, I'm going to stick with it.